All right, how's it going? And welcome back to Minecraft 1.16, or maybe later if you're watching this in the future. But the strategy in this video, I think it should apply down the road. So as per the title, little tutorial for you, how to get netherite the quickest way possible, or ancient debris, I should say, because you need the gold as well. I think most people are familiar with the quickest way to do that being go and strip mine in a mesa biome. You have a higher chance of running into gold there. So also, maybe an asterisk. I'm sure there's some crazy piston slime block automated TNT dropping mining machine that someone could make that once up and running might be quicker. But for simple folk like myself, this is a strategy that can be done early on in the game. It's very simple, brute force, straightforward, and should work for most people. So with that said, the principle here is ancient debris is blast resistant. So if we blow it up, you'll notice everything else around it goes bye-bye, but the ancient debris itself stays there. So we can use this to our advantage. If you're wondering why the bed blew up, if you right-click on a bed, try to sleep in it in either the nether or the end, it doesn't like it. It goes kaboom, but it's something we can use to our advantage, like I just said. So on into survival mode. I've already dug down here. It seems like the best Y value to go for here, even though ancient debris can spawn at most Y values in the nether, is around Y equals 15. So I'm standing on Y equals 14 right now, and we'll be doing our bed placement at Y equals 15. Seems to work pretty well in my experience that I've had doing this in another world on live stream, which I'll go into after this. So the tutorial. So I got diamond armor. I mean, go into the nether with whatever you feel most comfortable with. If you want to go in before diamond armor, that's fine, but you might as well have the prerequisites for making the netherite stuff anyway. And then because of the new piglins, I do recommend having a golden helmet on you. So if you end up running into any piglins, you can just do a hot swap out, put that on. They're not going to bother you. You could get some hoglins spawning down here, and you're not necessarily going to have any of the ground to place the mushrooms on. Hoglins shouldn't spawn in big numbers. They shouldn't be that difficult to deal with. But the gold helmet is nice because it's pretty low cost. And you probably already have gold because you need it for the netherite. So next up, a little tip here. If you want to find the best place to actually start your strip mining, quote unquote, is you can do a little bit of an X-ray glitch. It's not a hack. It's within the mechanics of the games. You'll need a composter and you'll need a piston, as I have here. And the idea here is you're looking for a spot where you don't see a bunch of lava lake around you. And you know when you make a big explosion, you're not going to have a bunch of lava cascading in, because lava, of course, moves more quickly into the nether. So you put the composter down here, you get into it, put the piston above your head, get some redstone signal to it, and now all of a sudden you can look around, and what do you know? This whole just blackness area over here means it's primarily solid netherrack. You're not going to be able to get a preview of where ancient debris might actually be unless you happen to have one up against an air pocket or a lava pocket. But otherwise, this right here seems like a relatively safe direction for me to go mining in. So we'll take that to our advantage. This over here, a lot of lava looking. Don't really feel like going in that direction. So this is it right here. And if you don't have success the first time, just go walk to another place in the nether. Try to find a more clear area where it's just blackness when you do the X-ray thing. And you should be good to go. Next up, you'll want a nice supply of beds. We'll pretend we didn't have that ancient debris from creative mode. And it's really just, it's pretty straightforward at this point. So mine a little bit ahead of yourself. Your goal when placing the bed down is, I'm unenchanted on everything here. I'll even not wear my diamond helmet and go with a lower protection gold, or I could take that off and put it back. But just so you can see, you don't need blast protection. Everything's unenchanted. You just want to back up as much as possible. And I lost half a heart there in the process, but not a huge deal. And you're just going to want to keep going like this. If you run into a lava lake, which is pretty easy to tell when just a never-ending stream of lava starts cascading into your area, you can always just branch off in a different direction. But we'll just keep on. So bring up F3 again. I realize it's concealed by my webcam, but take my word for it. I'm standing on Y equals 14, mining here at Y equals 15. Then I again place the bed far away. Kind of back up as I hit it. You want to make sure, like, if lava is in your way, kind of block that up. You'll be getting plenty of netherrack through the explosion that you can use to block around you. And then you'll just keep on repeating the same thing. And I know it'll be just my luck here in this video that I'm not going to run into any ancient debris for ages. But the same might be true for you. Bring back up F3 or just keep it up if you want. Keep mining forward and repeat the process. You're likely going to have a lot of lava that, you know, pours in. There's blocks every now and again that are just hidden underground in the nether. But at the very least, you don't have to worry about, if you're strip mining, running straight into it with it a block away from you. And then that's bad news for you, because the lava is going to cascade on you real quickly, and it could get you into some trouble. But as you can see, assuming you have... Oh, there we go. It wasn't even from the bed explosion, but maybe we'll reveal some more. Sometimes you can actually get really lucky in a chunk. And I personally, in a world that I was doing this in, pure vanilla all the way through, I ran into a chunk where I did one bed explosion, and it unveiled 3 different veins for a total of 4 pieces of ancient debris. So you can get very lucky, as opposed to the first introductory snapshot video that I did on this, where I was only running into single pieces at a time. Here we go, our first legitimate piece of ancient debris. I've run into veins up to 3 so far. I've heard of the legendary 4 being possible, but I haven't seen it with my own eyes yet. But 3 is possible, and you can also get chunks that have even more. So it's not too bad. So let me go ahead and show you the other world where I was doing this in vanilla all the way from scratch, starting off the game in survival, and show you exactly how much progress I was able to make in an hour. So this is my quest for Netherite world. I've been streaming this over at twitch.tv/CaptainSparklez with the VODs viewable on CaptainSparklez 2, the YouTube channel. And everything you see here with the Netherite, I've gotten completely vanilla from scratch, started off punching trees, and started from the bottom. Now we're here, really. So the strategy is we've got a supply of wood, and we've got this pen of sheep. This is all I have so far. Again, I haven't invested a huge amount of time. We're probably about 3 hours in on the world total. But this amount of sheep, as long as you got a grass supply, they regenerate their wool pretty quickly, which you can use in conjunction with the wood in order to get a pretty good supply of beds, because you're going to need to come back into the overworld every now and again anyway to tend to stuff, you know, keep your crops up so you can keep breeding the sheep, keep getting more wood, things like that. But if we head into the nether over here, I'll be able to show you the progress that I've done in the actual strip mining area. So, see, this is why I have the golden helmet, because you do get clusters of the piglins spawning. And there also are quite a few that end up spawning once you've got a massive area going on under here. But this is all done with beds and also some TNT, because I had some TNT from a couple of desert temples that I ran into. And from this area, so I'll go into spectator in just a second so you can get a nice overarching view of the area. But it's a pretty decent sized swath of underground that I've been able to blow up here. And you got all these piglins spawning in it. So, again, wear your protection. And this was about an hour's worth of work, but that's while I was streaming. So an hour's worth of work while I'm streaming, which includes me reading off notifications, pausing, talking with the chat, probably be just about a half an hour of work if you're just focused. I'd say cut the time in half, which means that in about half an hour of game time, now your luck could vary, but I was finding ancient debris pretty regularly in here. That means you would get 24 ancient debris, because that's how many I've found so far. And 24 ancient debris is enough for a full set of netherite armor, plus a netherite sword, plus a netherite pickaxe. The only things I'm missing are netherite axe, netherite shovel, and of course, the netherite hoe, which is the ultimate goal for anyone in Minecraft now. That is the second best ultimate flex after a beacon, obviously. But let me just show you exactly how big this area is in spectator mode. It looks like a lot more than it actually is. If you're just focused, putting down the beds one after another, and you don't have to worry about, you know, streaming and trying to remain entertaining and interacting with chat, you can speed through this pretty darn quickly, and then just go back into the overworld, restock on some beds, come on back, and do it again. So this is what the tunnel looks like in spectator mode. And wow, I didn't even realize I was cutting real close to a massive lava lake. That's why y=15 seems to work out pretty well, I guess. I didn't actually use the X-ray technique here with the composter and the pistons. I just kind of dug down and hoped for the best. So if the composter X-ray technique becomes obsolete and patched or something, don't worry. You can still do this without it. It's not terribly difficult. Just kind of experiment with locations and directions, and you should find one that works for you. And even if you find one that's working for you and then you end up running into a lava lake at the end of it, what you can always do is, just like when you're strip mining in the overworld, you branch mine, right? You dig out windows on either side of you as you're digging the main tunnel because it increases your likelihood of finding diamonds or gold, things like that. You can do the same here. So you have your nice long main tunnel, and then you can start digging out long side tunnels if you find another direction that ends up working. So even if you hit a dead end, don't worry about it. Just head off in a different direction, and it's very likely that things are going to pan out just fine, and you'll keep on finding the ancient debris, and you'll be able to get this pretty darn quickly. So much so that I'm almost thinking it wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing if they increased the cost of making the armor and the tools to be the same as it would be with iron, gold, diamond, etc., with you needing that same amount of ingots. But it is what it is for now, and I don't know if that'll be changed in the future. But at the very least, the full netherite beacon will probably forever remain the same. And it's actually interesting, after doing the math, maybe you caught that netherite beacon video that I did a little while back. And it turns out my approximately 200 hours of playtime estimate to get a full netherite beacon, when you incorporate going back into the overworld, fetching your resupply on beds, coming back in, seems like it actually would average out to about one piece of ancient debris every couple minutes or so, which turns out to 200 hours-ish of playtime to get the full netherite beacon for those of you who just really want to flex on everyone. So it's there for you. Anyway, hopefully you found this informative. Make sure to like if you liked. Check out the playlist in the description if you want to catch more Minecraft tutorials or update stuff, whatever playlist I end up throwing this in. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and we will leave it off there. Happy bed mining for ancient debris and getting some netherite. Thanks for tuning in. See you next time.